So before I begin, maybe we can get a short synopsis of those who have tried working online. We just hear a short testimony, how it has been and challenges, just a short one. Kindly, one of us. Hello? Is there any of us who has been working online who can give us a short synopsis? Hello? Hello?
I think that they're trying to think, they're trying to connect, or they're trying to think of what to share. But I can give my own experience. This is Sally. I've been having classes actually online, not exactly working. And it's been very draining in terms of, we've been doing Zoom basically. And the time it takes for people to settle, first of all, is it takes a while. Then your mind is always on the screen. You know, it's actually basically more draining than face-to-face class time for me. Yeah.
Sure, Sally. And that is the feedback I've been getting from most people. They are saying there are so many Zoom calls, they're not able to balance their time. And again, it also has a lot of time wasting. Like people agree, in some forums, you agree to meet at 6 and end at 7. You end up going all the way to maybe to 7:30 or 8. So someone is not able to schedule properly. So those are some of the challenges people are experiencing with online news. But here we are. This is the season. Like Wangoi said, opportunities are now here. So no matter the challenges, we must embrace online working going forward. And maybe we should think of the different platforms and different ways. It's not only about video conferencing. There are other ways that that someone can work online without having to do video conferences. So today we are going to look at a platform known as G Suite. And G Suite is short name for Google Suites. Google Suites are a number of apps that are provided by the Google company, where we have Gmail, we have Google Forms, we have Google Hangouts. We have so many apps within Google. Some are free, some are charged. And the last time I talked about G Suite, I think I was too fast. Some of us didn't get it, but I hope today I will go at your pace. So maybe I can just share my slides. Are we together?
Yes, we are, Agatha.
Yes, we are, Agatha.
All right. So maybe I begin by sharing some slides. A minute. Our motto, like I said, will be opportunities are now here. That is by Wangoi and Joyce. They are the ones who came with that motto. Are you able to see the screen I've shared?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So where do we begin to do our sessions as counselors? We need to set up a virtual office. That is, you need to have a plan of how you're going to be doing your sessions. And you can have online sessions, and you can have other platforms that I'm going to talk about later. But just to begin with the very basic, which are the Google Suites. And Google Suites is a group of tools or applications that are available to anyone who has a Google account. And Google account is basically our Gmail accounts. So it is free of charge unless we want extra security. Extra security because our work considers a lot of confidentiality, and we are not so sure about these other platforms, except for Zoom, which has increased its security settings of late after they were Zoom bombed. But Google Suites, the paid one, it's called G Suite for Business. It is charged $500 a month, and you can be 100% sure that whatever you do using those apps, then you're covered. You can assure your client of confidentiality. You can be sure that whatever you share with them, if maybe it's a video conferencing, you're sure it's secure. If it's a document, if maybe it's a consent form you sent to your client and they submit, you're sure it's going to be secure. So in most cases, I encourage people to use the G Suite for Business, which is the paid version. But if you feel like you're pressed and you're not able to pay, then you can try the free version. Personally, I use the free version, but I'm planning to update very soon because, of course, of the confidentiality issues. So what are these G Suite tools? Like I've said, there are different apps. So the first app is called Google Drive. If you're using your phone, you just go to Google and you say Google Drive for Android. You will see it brings you options, and then there's one for download, or you can go to App Store and Google Google Drive for Android, and then it comes. There's the free option, so you just go to the free option, and when you download the Google Drive, then it comes with Google Sheets and Google Forms that we're going to speak about in the next slide. So Google Drive is basically a cloud storage. It's like the way you store your documents in a file on your computer. So this is a file, but it's called a cloud storage because you can access this file whenever and wherever you are, as long as you have internet. If you have a drive in your laptop, then it means you can access the files from your laptop, and you can also access them from your phone. You can access them from your iPad. That's why it's called a cloud. A cloud is any storage that you can access it anywhere. And then you can view it in different formats as you wish. Then you can sync it to all your devices, just like I've said. You can sync it to your laptop, you can sync it to your phone. Personally, I store all my documents on Google Drive, and I'm able to access those documents wherever I'm in need of them. So it's a very good storage platform. There are other cloud storage platforms like Dropbox, although I wouldn't know how secure it is, but I've used it before. I've stored my cloud documents in Dropbox. We also have, I think Zoom also have a cloud storage. I'm not very sure about it, but I know they have a cloud option for the paid Zoom. The paid Zoom has a cloud storage option. But this one for G Suite is free of charge. Anyone can download it. Then we have Gmail. Gmail, for those who don't have the Gmail accounts, this is the email services where you just set up an account with Gmail. You enter the details provided, and then your account is good to go. I'm sure most of us use Gmail. Previously, wale wa kitambo kidogo kama mimi, you can identify that we are using Yahoo a lot. But as time moved on, we embraced Gmail. The paid one allows you to use your domain name. So domain name is basically, for those who have websites, you first buy a domain name, and then you're helped to set up a website. So if you have the paid version of G Suite, it means you can get a domain name from them. Domain names are paid for. So it means you will not pay for the domain name because you've already paid for the G Suite. And then they can also give you like the most reliable partner who can offer now the websites, a good website platform where your messages won't be going to spam. Are we together up to there, or are moving fast kindly? Sally?
I think you're okay. I think
you're good.
You're okay for me.
All
We're
right.
together.
Okay. So now, once you've set up your Gmail account, maybe you've decided to kindly allow me to hold these thoughts and remind me later about how to set up a business, because of course you need a business name, and then you set up the virtual space where we've talked about the Google Drive and the Gmail. So for example, my business name is Acadian Counseling Center. So the Gmail is acadiancounseling@gmail.com. Once you have the email services, then you can schedule your clients using Google Calendar. Google Calendar is extremely reliable. It's the one that makes my work really easy, because I set reminders, number one, and then number two, I'm able to schedule each and every day on my calendar. I'm able to know that on Monday at this time, I'll be having this session. At this time, I'll be having this session. And 30 minutes prior to the session, I get a reminder, because sometimes we are human, we are counselors. You can, if you're not careful and you have a lot of work, you find yourself forgetting. I've seen people in the group saying, kindly remind us when there's an upcoming Zoom call. But if you have the Google Calendar, you don't need a reminder from someone. Google sends you an email reminder of your time. And remember, you've synced your email from your laptop to your phone, so you can be able to see all notifications, the email. Again, another advantage with the calendar is that you're working with your phone all the time. So if someone calls to book an appointment, you are able to tell them, give me a minute, I check my calendar, and then I'm getting back to you. So you don't have to always carry your notebook everywhere. You will be able to look at your schedule, and then you slot them in very fast. And once you've agreed on the time, you book it immediately on that Google Calendar before you forget. So it makes life easy. It makes scheduling very easy. It makes reminders of appointments very easy. And if someone cancels their appointment, it's easier for you to reorganize your work. So that's about Google Calendar. You can try it. You will tell me the results later. Then we have Google Documents. It's the word processing program. It allows you to export documents in various file formats and allows sharing of documents using links. It is great for collaborating with others on projects. So this is it's like the way you have MS Word on the laptop. So it offers that platform. You can you can work on your slides, and then you can share it in any format that you wish. If you want to share it in PDF, if you want to share it in Word, if you want it secured. So it gives you all those options. Then we have Google Sheets. Google Sheets is like the spreadsheet program. MS Excel. The documents is MS Word. The sheets, it's MS Excel. So you do all your sheets, maybe your mathematics. If you're having some accounting issues, you can do them on the spreadsheets. It really helps with managing your financial side of your practice. Hello? Hello? Sally?
Yes,
Go ahead, Agatha. I think it was someone who's joining with the microphone on. Just go ahead.
Ah, all right. Are we together up to there?
Yes, yes, we are.
Okay.
we're
So
together.
sorry?
We're together.
So Google Sheets is basically the spreadsheet program. You can do your budgeting. Of course, your budgeting, you're looking at money in, you're looking at money out, you're looking at your income, you're looking at your expense. And because it's squared, then it makes your financial budgeting and statements and invoices and everything really manageable. You can also create a mailing list and to-do list. using Google Sheets. You can also create programs. Maybe if you're having a training somewhere and you need to create a program for the day, you can use Google Sheets. Then we have Google Forms. I've seen most of the counselors using Google Forms currently. There are a lot of surveys coming in. There are a lot of questionnaires. For those who have, for those of us who are sending online consents, we are using Google Forms because you need consent from a client, and we realize that for them signing and scanning it and sending it back is a lot of work. So you just create your form using Google Forms, and then they fill. After they fill, then you press the submit button. Once you press the submit button, you're able to see the results online without them having to go through all the struggle. Then the other thing I've seen is that you can also have some tools, some online tools, like the patient health questionnaire 9. You can have it online, and then if you want to like assess whether the client has depression, they just fill it and it brings immediate results. So you're able to send to them the WhatsApp form, and then they just answer the questionnaire. And at the end of the day, they are able to know, am I having depression? Am I not having depression? Is it moderate? Is it severe? Is it mild? You can just do the test with them, and then you decide on the way forward. Surveys you can get to collect from your patients. Maybe if you're having a training class, you can be able to easily send questionnaires to the inbox of those who are attending, and they are able to tell about their interest, the topics of interest, and then it helps you now to come up with the training program. So Google Forms is really something that we need to adopt. It can also help us to set up the session note helper to streamline documentation. It's used to create client registration and intake forms, just like I've explained. Can be integrated with other G Suite tools to increase productivity. So it can be used alongside other tools like the document, the spreadsheets, to increase productivity. So try the Google Forms. Very good for consent. I'm using it currently. I send the consent to the clients, they sign, and then we do our sessions on Zoom call, Skype call, whichever they choose, or WhatsApp video. Then Keep. It is an organizing and note-taking platform similar to MS OneNote. It's used to organize projects, save articles, and keep your notes organized. You can sync it across devices. So Keep is basically like a notebook. When you feel like you have to, you need to write reminders, instead of using your notebook and maybe, or you've forgotten your notebook, or your notebook is bulky, then you can use Keep. It has the option of composing, then you write all your notes, and it also gives you an option of saving an event on your calendar. So you can do the notes, and then you do a reminder on the calendar. It really works well, the Google Calendar and Google Keep. So you will have your notes, and you will also have the reminder from the Google Calendar. Then we have Google Slides. It's used to create presentations for both live and online presentations. It is similar to PowerPoint. So this is the PowerPoint form. This is where you make your slides, like the ones I'm sharing with you. You are able to share with groups. There's a particular group I'm a member, and they share slides using the Google Slides. They have the paid version. It is a very malleable app. You're able to fit in whatever you want, and you can share it in all formats that you want. It is similar to PowerPoint, like I've said. Then we have Google Sites. This is the one that now helps you to create a personal website or practice. The one that, as I began, I talked about the domain name. So the site is what helps you to have a domain name, and you can be able to create a personal website. You can either create it for yourself if you're knowledgeable enough, or look for someone to create it for you. You set up a virtual office. It's a website is basically your office. When someone is searching for Acadian Counseling Center, I should be able to have a website where when they go to Google and ask counseling in Nakuru or a psychologist in Nakuru, they are able to be taken to my page, and then they just get into the page and they see everything that we offer, the services, the charges, the location, and how to book an appointment without having to lift their finger to call me. So that is why it's called a virtual working office. Then we have other tools still on G Suite. We have Google Plus. This Google Plus is the social network that you set up profiles to tell about yourself and your practice. Google Plus is like, if you've seen the business platform or the Facebook, like it's like a Facebook page. This is where you say where you are, where you're located. You set a profile about your business, and people are able to access it. Then we have Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts Meet. I'm sure most of you have been seeing this. You're being told, let's meet at, we'll use Google Hangout Meet or Zoom. So Google Hangout is basically the video and voice conferencing service. It is like, it is the Zoom of Google, because Zoom is a different company. So this is like the Zoom of Google. This is where you, and the good thing with Google Hangouts, if you have the paid G Suite for Business, it is secure. It is secured by the international laws of and the US laws. And you won't have issues of being bombed in between, or being scared that you might, whatever you're discussing about might be leaked to other sources. So that's the advantage of Google Hangouts. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the many options like in Zoom, where you can be able to mute others, you can be able to share your documents, you can be able to, yes, you can chat, but the what do I say? The functions are not as manipulatable as the Zoom functions. And that's why I always opt for Zoom, because Zoom gives you so many options. It gives the participants options to raise up their hands and share whatever they feel. It has the option of us muting the participants, the host muting the participants, which is not there in other apps. So video and voice conferencing, that is Google Hangouts. Then we have Google Voice. So Google Voice is basically the telephone service, but this one now, even for the paid version, it still doesn't cover Google Voice. So it means it's not as secure. It's just a normal calling platform, the way you would call using a WhatsApp call, or the way you will call using Imo, or the way you would call using a Skype call. So it's the only one that is excluded from their security package. And I'm sure some of us are asking whether G Suite and the security itself works for those in Kenya. Yes, it does. I've seen several organizations here in Nakuru who are using the G Suite, the paid version, and it's really giving them a lot of options, and it's working well with them. So yes, it works in Kenya. Then we have a note here that says the versatility of G Suite is that once it is set up and the tools are used correctly, it can totally streamline your office process, and it can be a go-to resource for productivity. We've seen the way you can arrange your spreadsheet, you can work on your finances using G Suite tools, you can work on, you can have notes, you can have reminders, you can have schedules. There are so many options with G Suite. So if you can be able to embrace these options, then it can make your work really easy.
Agatha?
Yes?
I think there's someone who has a question. They have their hand raised.
Uh-huh.
Please go ahead if you have a question. Okay, I guess you can go ahead. We'll get back to them once they're ready. Just
Okay. So I talked about the Google Hangouts, which is the video conferencing. So I'd like to tell you that, to inform you that there are other video conferencing services like the Zoom I mentioned. It's a different company. I know also that WhatsApp, you can do WhatsApp group chats, and it has the video option. You can also do Skype. There's a Skype, and Skype allows as many people as possible. It has the options of chatting. It has the option of muting, but now it's the participant who mutes themselves, not the host. I've used Skype before, and it works well. Then we have Google Teams. Google Teams also works well. There are many other platforms for video conferencing. Yeah, that you're spoiled for choice, I must say. But Zoom is my favorite because of the many available options, despite the issue that was raised concerning the security. But they've been able to work on it. They've been able to increase their security systems. And unfortunately, that was the Zoom bombing, and everything was being done by their competitors. And Dropbox actually said that they are the ones who are doing that. So at least they've been able to sort that issue out, and it's a platform that can be used really well. So how do we create other online products apart from the video and voice conferencing, which is becoming too much, and others are really asking about it? So which other platforms can we have? So apart from the video and voice conferencing, you can have messaging: Zoom, G Suite, Skype, WhatsApp, Imo, etc., just like I've said. Then you can also have individual and group counseling. You can do it using the video platform. Then podcasts. These are digital video files that are made available on internet for downloading. So basically, you record yourself speaking maybe on a certain topic, and then you post the link. So you tell people to download the link, download the link, download the link, download the link. The more downloads you have, the better chances for you to be paid by Google. And also apart from that, then you can be able to sell your products. Like you tell members to download the podcast, and maybe you're giving a synopsis of a book you've been writing, and then you tell them, if you're interested in the book, go to this site. You will pay maybe 1,000 shillings for a copy, and members are able to follow that. Then YouTube videos and Facebook Live. You can decide to do YouTube videos. Currently, I've been with my husband, we've been doing YouTube videos, but not counseling related. He's a dentist by profession, and I also did a diploma on the same, oral health. So we decided to do YouTube videos on fluorosis, what causes fluorosis, and how to defluoridate your water. And sure, it's paying, because guys look at the YouTube videos and they get to ask, where can I get the defluoridating machine? And we guide them, we give them a quotation, and then we deliver the machines, and we get our money. So it's a good platform. Probably now we can think in terms of our products. What is it that we can talk about on YouTube that can bring us income? If you have maybe a book, you can drop a video on YouTube, encourage people to buy the book. If maybe you do a blog, you can have us to do to go to the blog. What other products can we have? Maybe you do a YouTube video talking on a particular topic, let's say marriage topic, and then you tell guys, I have marriage training, a 1-week training, so if you are interested, you can subscribe for maybe 500 shillings. So it's a good platform where someone can be able to sell their products, apart from waiting for Google to pay them, because Google pays depending on the likes on that platform, and for you to get likes, it's not an easy job, but you can use it as a marketing platform. Then there's blogging. Blogging is basically writing about certain topics of interest. I have a counselor friend of mine who is doing a lot of blogs on different topics. Like last week, she was doing a blog on saying goodbye. That is in terms of a relationship when there's a breakup and everything. And she sends to the WhatsApp groups and tells guys, read my blog, and if you like it, subscribe. So it's a way of also marketing yourself and your products. Then online writing. There are different platforms that enable people to do online writing, and you're able to get paid at the end of whatever you are doing at the end of your work. Once you present it, then you're paid using the bank. There are people who basically survive on online writing, and all what you need is a good laptop, good typing speed, and a good microphone, because sometimes it could be it's a person who is speaking and then you're doing transcription. You're writing it in simpler words. Academic writing, there's academic writing. Yeah, so online writing also helps a lot. You can check out maybe Upwork or just Google online writing apps, and you'll be given several options. So how do you make money using the platforms? I've already mentioned some. So you can charge for individual and group counseling. Personally, I've not had a chance to do group counseling, but I've done the individual counseling. I've been having Zoom calls. Every Wednesday I have a Zoom call. Every Friday I have a Zoom call. I have like 3 clients on Zoom, and they just send the money via my M-Pesa prior to the session, and then we hold the session. So yes, there's money when you charge for individual and group counseling. I'm working towards forming a group, and I will inform you later about the group. Then selling your products after a free webinar, like what we have now. This is it's a free webinar, it's a free training. You're being given information for free, but after I can do this for free, but after the session, I tell members I'll be having this and this and this, you can subscribe. For example, in the next 2 weeks, I will be telling you about a training that I will be holding on the same online, about working online, and we'll be having different products about 10 different topics. And we're also thinking of certifying those people who will come on board. So I will be able to give you more details, and once I have composed it clearly, then I will send the advert on our WhatsApp platform. So if I had that ready, of course, I would use this platform and tell you every detail about it. And guys, I would tell you to subscribe or maybe send to a certain till number or a number. Then getting paid for advertisements. For those who are using YouTube and Facebook Live, then you can be paid for advertisements. There are those advertisements that come before your YouTube channel or in between or after. And those guys, you have to really have many likes for you to get companies approaching you for advertisement. So you have to be committed to delivering good topics, telling guys on other platforms to like your page and all that. Of course, you don't have to wake up today and tomorrow you have 10,000 likes. It takes quite some time, but it's worth a shot. Then yeah, getting huge numbers to subscribe, I've talked about that. When you have too many huge numbers, then people can pay you to make advertisements for them. Number two, Google can pay you. There's a certain number of subscribers that when you have that number, then Google starts paying you some amount of money. Using platforms such as Patreon accounts, Amazon, and writer access for commissions. Patreon account is basically for those who do podcasts and YouTube. Instead of directly sourcing for the income, you can use the Patreon account. You send the videos through them, and then the amount of money they make, they pay you some commission, like they pay you a percentage of the money you've made. Then academic writing, I talked about getting paid through academic writing. So the challenges, we had mentioned about some challenges before as we began the session, where now people are complaining. It's the current one where people are complaining that the Zoom calls are too many and they are not well organized. Some take longer than the agreed time and all that. So that is one challenge. Then the challenge of confidentiality, if you're not using G Suite for Business, like the Zoom calls, there are people complaining that there was a lot of Zoom bombing, and until they had to hire another company so that they could improve their security. Then of course we have hacking of information. Take for example, if you've sent unsecured forms and someone is able to access confidential information, then it might bring problems. So it's good if we use the G Suite for Business, which has extra security. We can also adapt electronic health record system such as Therapy Notes. Unfortunately, we tried the Therapy Notes platform, but they kept insisting that we must be based within the US. So I was to get to the person who, to the contact person of the contact person to Therapy Notes. Unfortunately, I've not done that, but I will get into that platform from Kenya or not. But about G Suites for Business, that one I'm sure, because I've seen it work among the partners I work with. Then internet connectivity. There are challenges, especially if maybe you're having sessions with a client who is far away and maybe they don't have good internet connectivity, then that's an issue. You might be forced to use the telecommunication, and the disadvantage of telecommunication is that you're not able to get the non-verbals of the client. And sometimes when you're not able to get the non-verbals of the client, then it means it's very difficult to note the incongruence. You have to be keen with the VAPA. That is the volume of the client, the pitch and everything, and how they are delivering their message, which can be quite a trick. You must be really experienced in it to pick that. And sometimes clients also can fake the pitch. They can fake to be excited, yet they are not. So I find it, personally, I really find it better when we are having a video call. It's more of a one-on-one because I'm able to pick the non-verbals of that client. Then initial capital. It needs maybe someone with a smartphone or a laptop and a microphone. Like the YouTube videos that we've been doing, we've been working with an IT guy who comes and takes very highly refined videos, which is an extra cost, and it can be a challenge, especially during these times. But for you to move on, then there has to be some expenditure, of course. So that's the end of my presentation. Kindly let me roll it back to Sally for questions and remarks and feedback. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Agatha. That was very informative. There are many things that my Gmail account can do that I had no idea. A few comments and a few questions on the chat. Most appreciative that it is a relevant presentation. That's David who said, considering the COVID situation. The WHO was citing that it might be a while to get back to normal, so this is a good time to have this conversation. Cyprian says that it was a good eye-opener. Also, Wanjiru agrees with me that the Gmail account has so many functions that she didn't know. A few questions. Lillian is curious about how group therapy, how you do group therapy. Please give more input. Can I go through all the questions, then you can take them one by one?
Let me answer one by one.
Okay, good.
If you go through all of them, I might forget.
All right.
Yeah, so about the group counseling, basically group counseling, I said I've not ventured into it. I've been doing a lot of online individual counseling. So this is the time I'm planning for a group counseling session, but I've looked for only 3 parents. So I'll be doing relationship coaching, which I think will be manageable for me, because if you have a video call, because group counseling is basically a video call. So you go the normal business, go through the normal business, but this time using a video call, which might be a challenge if there are many participants. So for it to work best, then I would recommend just a few number of participants. Like in my case, I'm thinking a maximum of 5 for me to be able to look at all of them, to be able to read the non-verbals, the reactions, and pick all